my name is Shayla, and today I'm here to talk to you about the things that I read in the first 10 days of August. So with readathons and things coming up, I'm splitting up my reading wrap up a little bit differently. I read a lot during the first 10 days of August, enough that I feel like it warrants a wrap up, and so here we are wrapping up what I've read in the first 10 days of the month because I'm crazy. So let's go ahead and dig right in to what I've gotten read. All right, so I have a couple of digital titles that we're going to talk about here first. The first one we have is a novella called Kiss Me at Sweetwater Springs by Annie Rains. This is just a sweet little novella that takes place in our Sweetwater Springs area. I've read a couple Sweetwater Springs novels. I've got another one coming out soon that I'm really excited about. And in this one, we follow one of the side characters that stays at the inn. He's a graphic designer. He's one of my favorite characters. And I just loved seeing him get his little romance. I thought it was completely adorable. Then the other digital e-arc that I've already gotten to was The Love Solution by Ashley Croft. Now, this one is a British contemporary story. It's not so much smutty as just true romance, where we're dealing with two sisters, one who's been in a relationship for a long time and catches the man that she's been with cheating, and another one who yearns to have something with her coworker. And it's just about how the two of them navigate the field of love, as we say. So I really enjoyed The Love Solution a lot. I thought both of these girls were very different, but you could definitely tell they were sisters. And I think it was just really well written. I think it's a great, fun story. I believe it comes out either this week or next week. I'm not 100% sure. I'll put the date down below. But I definitely recommend you guys check out The Love Solution. I thought it was a really great, really fun read. It's tough to get through at points, but I think the way everything resolves by the end, I was really genuinely happy with. I also completed an audiobook during this period of time, and that was Up in Smoke, again by Tessa Bailey. So this is the second book in the Crossing the Lines series, and for some reason I'm addicted to these, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with Tessa Bailey and the way she writes smut, but I am genuinely enjoying the series. You can get these on the new Audible Escape. They have a service where you can pay and you can listen to as many audio books as you want that are in their romance category. So if you like to listen to romance audiobooks, I highly suggest picking it up. If you're already an Audible member, it's only an additional $7 a month. But if you're not, then I think it's like $12 a month to have that unlimited service. So you can listen to as many as you want. So I highly recommend checking out the service if you haven't done it already. This isn't sponsored. This is just something that I stumbled across and I think my viewers would like to know about. So anyhow, yes, Up in Smoke from the Crossing the Line series was once again fantastic. We're following two people on the new Chicago crew. That's all I'm going to say. And it was so great. I really enjoyed it. I'm actually already partway through the third audiobook now, and I just really like them as audiobooks. I'm here for it. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so let's dig into the physical books, shall we? So we've got Summer at Moonlight Bay by Hope Ramsey. This is another one of the Forever Romance titles. And in this one, we are back in Magnolia Harbor, and we're dealing with Noah, who's a vet, and he doesn't want anything to do with the island. He's just there to pick up his mother and take him back to where he lives. And they come across Leah, and Leah ends up finding this dog on the side of the road and wants to help it. So obviously that's how her and Noah cross paths. The whole reason why she's there is she's been discharged from the military, and she's looking for a place to crash and a job and all that kind of stuff. And that lands her at Moonlight Bay because one of her old people that she used to work with in the military was there and thinks that they can help her, and they can't. So she's kind of stumbling and finding her way around, and that's all I'm going to say. But yes, this is really good. I highly suggest you guys check out the series. I really like Hope Ramsey's writing, and yes, I think it's great. Next, we have The Highland Earl by Amy Jarecki. So we're dealing with a widowed earl who is looking for a new bride, and he comes across this young woman, and she seems to fit with him in a way that is pleasing to him. And she has been asked to spy on this particular earl for her country. And so it's just this really interesting back and forth. Who can you trust? Who can't you? I think their story is really sweet. I ended up really enjoying this. So I definitely recommend checking out this one. Now, there was another, The Highland Renegade, that came out earlier this year by the same author. I didn't like as well as I liked this one. The story was much stronger in this one, in my opinion. So I suggest picking up this one. Next, we have Conversations with the Fat Girl by Liza Palmer. This is a story about a plus-size main character and just her getting through life, as you could say, maybe finding love. But I found myself relating to Maggie in a lot of ways. This novel is like 14 years old, but a lot of what happened to Maggie then still stands up now. She was a plus-size gal in LA, so I definitely recommend you guys check this one out. I thought the plus-size rep was really good and really true. I don't think anything was blown out of proportion necessarily. Like, I think it was just very well done. So again, one that I strongly recommend people try and pick up. Next up, I kept going in the Steel Brothers saga. A lot. So I have now read the first 8 of 10 volumes of the Steel Brothers saga. So in numbers 4, 5, and 6, we get Jonah's story. He's the oldest brother, and his story is really great. I love he and Melanie and their chemistry. I just think they're fantastic. And the mystery behind the overarching story in all of this is what keeps me invested. And man, it just keeps getting better and better. And then I've read the first 2 of 3 in Ryan's story. And Ryan is the baby of the 3 Steel boys. And his story is gut-wrenching in so many ways. He and Ruby are amazing together. They have such great physical chemistry, but they also relate to each other in so many ways. It's absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend trying it out. It's a fun series. My biggest complaint about the series is some of the smut feels dated just in some of the terminology, but the series isn't that old, so that's just a personal thing on me. So I recommend you try it and see how you feel about it, but for me, that's like the biggest deterrent, but that doesn't keep me away from the story, so take that for what you will. And now I have Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I buddy read this with Lindsay over at Lindsay Tut. Her and I both ended up thoroughly enjoying this. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. It's not quite a 5-star. There was enough about it that I'm like, I don't know, but 4.5, solid book. Ended up really enjoying this. This is definitely very fast-paced and action-packed, and that made it really fun. For me, it could have slowed down a little bit and fleshed out a few things a little bit more, and that's why it's a 4.5. But again, that's a personal preference thing. But it was really good, really solid, highly recommend. And now we're to the manga portion of this wrap-up, where we're going to talk about the volumes of manga that I've read. I've not read any multiples in series, so this might take us a little bit longer than normal, but I genuinely enjoyed all of my manga reads, so let's just dig in. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Tokyo Terrorable Girls Volume 8, Be Still, My Heart. Oh my gosh, I cried. It was so good. The next volume is the last one. I'm ready. I'm here for it. My body is ready. Akiko Higashimura is fantastic. I love how she chooses to end stories. So I am really interested to see how she ends this particular one. I have my ideas, but I'm interested to see what she does. Next up, we have Aoharu Ride, Volume 6, which made me so flipping mad. I really, really, really want to hurt Ko right now. He's being a butthead, and I'm not having it. Ko's being mean. Ko can't be mean to my Futaba. I love my Futaba. But anyways, so yes, Aoharu Ride. I think I understand why the anime stopped where it did at this moment, but I'm interested to see where it goes from here. So I haven't given up on the series yet. I'm just mad at Ko. Next up, we have Takane and Hana Volume 10, which made me nothing but happy. I continue to love and adore this series. I really like its slow burn elements, where they're both constantly analyzing how they feel about each other. Where it's an age gap, I think that's important, and it continues to go in a way that I'm okay with. I don't feel like there's any weird like grooming things going on. Like, it's just really well done. I'm really happy with it. Next up, we have Shortcake Cake Volume 5, which again, I'm mad at a character. He's being a butt, and I'm mad at him right now. But I'm really anxious to get into Volume 6. And this just barely came out. I have to wait like 2 months, and I'm kind of annoyed, but yes. Anyways, Shortcake Cake is a boarding house style shoujo, if you're not already reading this. And yes, it's good. It's really a good story. I'm just mad at a character. Like with Aoharu Ride, I'm just mad at a character. But the art's stunning. Please check it out. We have Yona of the Dawn, Volume 19. You guys know my love of Yona. You guys know my love of Shinha in particular. And yes, just yes, all things Yona. Go read Yona, 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 Yona. Everybody needs to be reading Yona of the Dawn. Male, female, non-binary friends. Everybody go read it. I don't care. Just go read it. I promise it's good. And next we have Requiem of the Rose King, which continues to blow my freaking mind. Requiem of the Rose King is Shakespeare meets manga, and it's everything I wanted and more. Oh my gosh. People hounded me forever to pick this up, and I'm so glad I did. If you aren't aware, Volume 1 of this series is our pick for the Panels Book Club this month, so definitely pick it up and read it. It's so good, guys. Oh my gosh. I need more people to fangirl about this with, so definitely check out Requiem of the Rose King. And last but not least, I finally picked up Natsume's Book of Friends, and I loved it. I loved this so much. It's like Kami-sama Kiss minus the romance element. But Nyanko Sensei is one of my favorite characters by far, but Natsume is a great character in and of himself. So essentially, Natsume is the descendant of this woman who took the names of yokai and basically abused it. She would torture the yokai and have them do her bidding, even though they weren't allowed to have their free will. Anyways, all these yokai can sense that the book is nearby, so they're coming after Natsume because they sense his spirit and his grandmother's spirit in him, and so they want their names back. So he's going through this process with Nyanko Sensei, who is a demon yokai, trying to get his own name back, to help him give the names back to all these yokai that had them stolen from them by his grandmother. So it's really fun. It's really interesting. I'm really enjoying this, and yes, I will be reading more Natsumes in the future. So friends, that is what I read so far in the first 10 days of August. Yes, I know it's a lot. I was on a roll, and I had a couple nights where I didn't sleep, so I read a lot on those nights. But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed these reads. I hope with all my heart that you give them a try and read them. If you've read any of them and you want to talk about them, let me know in the comments down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.